Okay, today our lesson is on creating an opinion essay. You've all written persuasive pieces before, so don't be intimidated by this task. It is important for you to understand how to write an opinion essay for several different reasons, including the reason that it is a component on the grade 10 literacy test. Let me just go for 1 second here to the EQAO website. This is a sample from the Ontario Secondary School Literacy Test of what you will be asked to do. You'll notice that it says writing a series of paragraphs, and essentially what we tell our students is what they are asking you to do is to write an opinion essay. It says write a minimum of 3 paragraphs expressing an opinion. We tell our students write a minimum of 5 paragraphs. The purpose is an adult audience who's interested in your opinion, and the length, well, the length is the length it takes to express your opinion, and you're given about 2 full sheets in order to complete this. You'll notice this topic here, and this is a topic from a previous test. Okay, let's just go back here to the Prezi. So here is the first step. Really, there are 3 simple steps to writing an opinion essay, but I'll go into detail within each of those steps so you have a comprehensive understanding of what you need to do. Step 1 involves your preparatory work. First, you need to read the question carefully. And the question, in this case, is should dangerous sports be banned? You then need to brainstorm both sides of the argument. This should literally take no more than 3 or 4 minutes. See how quickly I can come up with some of these ideas. I simply write down yes, I jot down a few ideas. I write down no, I jot down a few ideas. I've been able to list those ideas quickly. It looks like I have more ideas on the yes side, so that's what I'm going to argue. One more thing about choosing your side of the argument that you're going to argue. Be sure that you choose a side. Don't sit on the fence. Sitting on the fence requires a whole set of skills that we haven't learned yet. Most students don't do this well. So, for the sake of this assignment and for the sake of the literacy test, you will choose a side. Again, do not sit on the fence. Now that you've chosen a side, you're going to write an outline, and this is step 2. This writing the outline will go into your rough notes section. So on the literacy test, there'll be a rough notes section as well as on the assignment that you have to complete for this class. Under the rough notes section, you're quickly going to write an outline. It'll be your guide to help you write your essay. So for example, take note of the background shapes that are used here. You don't have to focus on them too much at this point because you'll see this configuration of shapes again later in the lesson. When I ask you to write a quick outline, it can be this brief. You simply state what it is you're going to argue, and in this case we're going to argue that dangerous sports should be banned. Simply write your opinion and then list the 3 supporting ideas. 1, 2, 3. And there you have your outline. You may also decide to jot down a few subpoints. So you see that under each of my main points, I have some subpoints. You could do that as well. And then I've just listed my opinion again. That's all you have to do for your outline. So believe it or not, the next step, step 3, is to write the essay. Okay, but I'm not that mean. I'll give you some more information than just saying, go write the essay. There are a few things you need to know before you write. Take a look at this graphic organizer that illustrates how to organize your essay. Notice the configuration of shapes that you briefly saw earlier in the lesson. It's here too. Each of these shapes represents a different part of the essay. Let's start with the first shape, the inverted triangle at the top. The inverted triangle represents the introductory paragraph. The introductory paragraph has a completely different format from that of the body paragraphs. Keep this in mind. In addition, the intro paragraph starts out very general and goes to more specific. You begin your intro with a grabber or a hook, and that is a statement, a question, or a fact that pulls your reader in and makes your reader want to hear what you have to say. You follow this with your background information. This will be information your reader might need to know about the topic. In some cases, you might need to define terms or to put ideas in context for your reader. Well, that's where you do this, right here in the background information. The final step in writing your intro paragraph is to state your thesis. And that's why it's here, because it is the last sentence of your opinion essay. Get to know what that word thesis means. The thesis is basically your opinion, if it's an opinion essay, or what you will prove in your essay. You'll hear this term a lot in your high school career, and this thesis is very important to your essay. Okay, let's look at the intro paragraph here. I'm going to give you a minute to read it, and then I'm going to point a few things out. Okay, so you'll notice this grabber or hook, blood, sweat, and glory. It catches the reader's attention and makes the reader go, I wonder what this essay is about. Then there's short background on the topic, which is dangerous sports. And then there's a very clear statement. There are very clear reasons to ban certain dangerous sports. Okay, so the author has stated their thesis as the last sentence of the introductory paragraph. All right, let's go back here to our graphic organizer. The body paragraphs comprise the supporting details of the essay. The rectangles in this diagram represent the body paragraphs, and each rectangle is a new paragraph with its own indent. Please don't forget this. You need to indent each of your paragraphs. In this case, you will be writing a 5-paragraph essay, so you need to have 3 solid body paragraphs. 3 solid body paragraphs, the introductory paragraph, and concluding paragraph comprise your essay. You start with a strong topic sentence, and this is where you state what you will talk about in your paragraph. Strong supporting details, which can include examples, facts, and other kinds of evidence to support your topic sentence, should follow. And then you have a concluding sentence. That is the format of your body paragraph. And really, that means your body paragraph needs to be, at minimum, 5 sentences in length. You repeat this for your second body paragraph and your third body paragraph, each on a different topic that supports this thesis. Let's look at one of the body paragraphs in the essay. Let's look at the third one here. Even where people can choose, they sometimes need to be protected against themselves. All right, so there's the topic sentence. The author is going to talk about why we need to protect people from themselves when it comes to dangerous sports. Most people approve of our government's efforts to reduce smoking. Okay, so they're making a connection here as part of their evidence. We feel it necessary to place troubling images on cigarette packages to help protect smokers from their own choices. In the same way, governments need to act if there are unacceptably high levels of injuries in sports, such as football, diving, mountaineering, or motor racing. So there are the details, and very specific details and specific connections that the author has made. Here's the concluding sentence. As a society, we regularly protect people from themselves, and sport should be no different. All right, so the last shape on the diagram represents the concluding paragraph. And again, it takes on a different structure than the intro or the body paragraphs. This paragraph is the inverse of the intro in that it goes from specific, as you'll notice here, to general. That means that you start by restating your thesis. But don't just restate your thesis. Use different wording from that in your intro. You don't want to bore your reader. The next step in writing your conclusion is to summarize your supporting arguments. So that would be these arguments up here. So it should only take you 1 sentence to summarize each of those body paragraphs. Lastly, the best way to wrap up your essay is to bring your essay full circle. Do this by trying to connect back to your grabber or your hook. Let's look at the concluding paragraph in this essay. It's right here. It starts, "As a society, we need to ban certain sports." Go ahead and read that paragraph. Okay, so once you've read that concluding paragraph, you notice that we've restated the thesis. We need to ban certain sports, but it's reworded as not to bore your reader. Then we've summarized the arguments. And then if you look at the last sentence here, "I'll take the sweat and glory, but I'll pass on the blood." This sentence, if you remember correctly, I'll just zoom out here, relates directly back to the grabber or the hook. It's a nice way to wrap up your essay. Okay, so there's the opinion essay. Note that you can get a copy of this essay to review off of the class website. You can also get an essay template off of the website, off of the class website, and you can get that diagram of the essay as well. You can download those and print them off. All right, I have a few more final hints that you should follow before we end. Decide if you agree or disagree. Again, don't sit on the fence. Always use that rough notes section. At least on the EQAO or the Ontario Secondary School Literacy Test, they're looking for a beginning and a middle and an end. That's why you need an introduction, your body paragraphs, and your conclusion. Indent each paragraph, and please, this is an opinion essay. You can personalize this particular essay. So this is how you create your opinion essay. Just follow the steps and keep the graphic organizer in mind. Completing this assignment may not be as difficult as you think.